Welcome back, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt, joined by former Senator Jim Talent, who represented Missouri for many years in the United States Congress. Senator, I'm going to go right to go. I'm not going to pass. I'm going to collect my $200. I want a select committee in the Senate, like the Irvin Committee that was formed during Watergate. It only had 7 members. I'd like ours to be chaired by Lindsey Graham, but with Tom Cotton, Ted Cruz, Eric Schmidt, Josh Hawley, John Kennedy on it, and half as many Democrats with subpoena power for one reason, the same reason that the Irvin Committee worked. It draws the media like moths to a candle. It is just the perfect way to draw in national attention to the weaponization of the federal government. That press conference today blew me away. Tell me all the reasons it won't happen.
Well, it's certainly, I would be shocked if it happens without Chuck Grassley chairing it. I'll just say that right up front, and Ron Johnson on it as well. Well, the downsides are the select committee won't be able to initiate legislation. It'll have to start over in terms of hiring staff, and most of the staff it'll hire are Judiciary Committee staffers anyway. So the question comes up, why don't we just let the Judiciary Committee do it? They've been doing a good job. Now, you are correct. I think it would be a bigger publicity peg. So I think they'll continue this investigation for the time being. They'll see where it leads. And if it gets bigger and bigger, which is what they've been signaling, then yeah, you might see it at that point. I wouldn't expect to see it happen soon, though.
Senator, did you ever read Jeff Shepard's The Nixon Conspiracy, the definitive work on Watergate and how it happened, and how Judge Sirica worked with Sam Ervin and Sam Dash and Archibald Cox? All of these people came together to bring down Nixon, and they did. And we don't want to bring down the president. We want to help the president. We just need to sanitize the Bureau, the agency, the Department of Justice, and maybe they need a special counsel as well, a U.S. attorney, so that they're not unconstitutional like Jack Smith was held to be by Judge Cannon. But the advantage is I only wanted lawyers, and God bless Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson. They're not lawyers. And I want someone who's done cross-examination.
I hear you. They've done a lot of good work, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and there is the Sirica thing is interesting because there are now suggestions about some possible improprieties by Judge Boasberg being involved in this.
Right.
And I do know, I didn't read the book, but I do know that Sirica was working hand in glove with the investigators in a way that was probably inappropriate for a federal judge. So that's another avenue here that's going to be pursued. This is the first day. I mean, we knew about this. We've known about Arctic frost for a long time. I agree with you. I think this is a new level today. They're going to have to get the government open, and then they're going to talk about what to do. What you're suggesting, I think, could happen. It's going to be interesting. Like I say, though, I mean, Chuck Grassley has been on this like as we say in Missouri, a duck on a June bug, and he's going to want to continue to be part of it, and I think he's earned that right.
Do you say that in Missouri? That might take Eric Schmidt off the committee, actually, if you say duck on a June bug. That one could. That's why we want Lindsey Graham to chair it. John Kennedy to be on
what
it.
I'm talking about. And he gave a great set of remarks today. He's genuinely offended by this. And you know what, I have to believe that there are some Democrats who are a little bit hinky about the Bureau conducting this fishing expedition and looking at senatorial phone records. That ought never to happen, unless there's a real crime, Bob Menendez and the gold bars and all that sort of thing. But this was a highly political thing. I mean, I guess they'll claim there was some kind of weird theory of a crime having been committed, but this was a political investigation, and it's a bad thing. And bad for the Bureau.
I really would not be surprised if my name is on that list because I'm a conservative talk show host, and they went after the late Charlie Kirk. But the Republican Attorney Generals Association, I have addressed them 2 or 3 times. It's a wonderful group. It is the dullest gathering in the United States. You know what we did the one time? We toasted Beau Biden after his death. That was a wonderful thing. They're not really radicals. It's astonishing to me.
there, as I said before, if there's a real crime they're investigating, bribery or something like
Ab
that, yeah,
scam.
then
Ab scam.
yeah, ab scam, then you can go get the. But it needs to be something where you explain it in 15 seconds, and the American people say, oh yeah, yeah, that's a real crime. They needed to do that, and of course they can't. And I think they believed they were going to be in power indefinitely and nobody would ever investigate and find it out. And obviously they were wrong. And you're right about Jack Smith. There 4 different jurisdictions filed hundreds of charges against President Trump, all of them baseless, except possibly the classified information charge in Mar-a-Lago. And that one they screwed up, that
Oh yeah.
investigation. So
Jack Smith's not a very good lawyer. But let me ask you if you are genuinely shocked, because up until, I guess I got used to weaponization against Trump, but going after sitting senators implies a degree of assumed immunity to accountability that I've never seen in the government before. That's what's shocking.
Right. Well, I mean, if we want to take a political scientist point of view, and you and I have talked about this a little bit before, the Congress has gradually been enervated. In other words, it doesn't pass it's paralyzed a lot of the time. It can't do appropriations bills, and it's therefore, and they're doing a much better job of it this year until this shutdown. And so therefore, it's not as able to protect its institutional rights and privileges. I mean, this is the kind of thing you would get up on the floor and raise a point of personal privilege. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to hear Ted Cruz. I mean, he basically did it. I wouldn't be surprised to hear him do that. It's a point where you're claiming that there's been an attack, upon your personal rights as a senator. Maybe Ted will hear this and decide to do it. So
I don't know if senators can bring Bivens cases, but certainly the average American can, and anyone on those 197 subpoenas, they've got a Bivens case against the United States government. I won't get into it. It's law stuff, but it means when the federal government violates your constitutional rights, and this is that. This is J. Edgar Hoover on steroids with modern technology. Jim Talent, thank you.